Hey, beautiful souls. I hope you guys are good and taking care of yourselves in the name of Yahushua the Messiah. So, this video is part two on the things you can do when it comes to healing after leaving a narcissist, whether that narcissist was your partner, husband, wife, siblings, family, parent. It doesn't matter who the narcissist was or is, it still applies. Even if it was a narcissist from work, manager, boss, it still applies. So I wrote down notes so that I don't forget anything. I'm continuing from the first video. So learn as much as you can about narcissism, but don't become obsessed. Because you didn't know what you were dealing with, you just thought you are dealing with people or a person who just has toxic traits that they need to work on. You just thought it's red flags that they could change so that they become a better person. But then as time went by, you realized that they are not changing, they are just becoming worse. So now you're realizing that you were dealing with a person that is either a narcissist or who is highly narcissistic and is not willing to change. They don't want to get better. They find pleasure in the evil and bad doing. So learn as much as you can, like watch online videos. If you want to get books, get books. There's so many information out there in today's world. Like our parents, our great grandparents didn't have access to such information as we do. So take advantage of that and teach yourself about narcissism, teach yourself about psychopathy, teach yourself about a sociopath, understand how it, like, from its foundation, what causes it, what happened. But also when you learn about what causes a person to be a narcissist, please don't feel sorry for them. You felt sorry for them enough. You've felt sorry for the narcissist enough, and that's also one of the ways that they were able to get to you. They were able to get to you because they saw that you were able to feel sorry for them. They saw your empathy. They saw that you have a good heart, and they took advantage of that. Instead of appreciating that, wow, Uzandile is able to Uzandile isn't judging me on how I was raised. When I was raised, I was abused, but instead of Uzandile judging me, she's giving me love, she's giving me care, she's learning to understand me. No, they didn't do that. What did the no, no, the narcissist didn't do that. The narcissist saw, oh, Uzandile is understanding. Now let me turn up the abuse. Let me abuse her more, and then when she complains, because that's how they see you. When you are crying and expressing your feelings, they see you as complaining. They hurt you, and the result of hurting you, you cry. When you cry and tell them that they hurt you, they say that you're complaining. That's how they operate. So they're going to abuse you more because they know that you're now understanding. I made one of the videos on my channel where I speak about how the narcissist uses your empathy to get to you. Please watch that video. Okay, so teach yourself as much as you can about the personality disorder. Psychopathy also is more of a mental thing because people that are psychopaths, their brain, when they are born, is the development of their brain and their minds is very different compared to a normal human being. Like when it comes to a psychopath, the part of the brain that has emotions and feelings, it's not there. It's not there. That's why psychopaths are able to unalive a person, chop them into small pieces, and then take those pieces of your body, your vessel. I'm just trying to use words that's not going to get my video flagged. Take the parts of your vessel that they chopped up, put it in a plastic bag, hide it under the bed, and then go to work. Like they will literally do that, chop you into pieces, hide you under the bed, and then when the community is looking for you, the psychopath will help the community look for you. Meanwhile, they know exactly that they've unalived you and your vessel's parts are underneath their bed. Because the mindset, the brain of the psychopath is very different. It's very different to even the narcissist. If I made an example in one of my TikTok videos that if a narcissist and a psychopath was stuck in an island, who would survive? The psychopath would survive. Because the narcissist still has a little bit of empathy. It's there. I've made videos about this on my TikTok and YouTube. The narcissist, when I made a video about the difference between a narcissist and psychopath. So if they were on an island in terms of who would survive between a narcissist and a psychopath, because the narcissist still has a little bit of empathy and the psychopath has no empathy, no remorse. Remember, they're part of that brain that has to have empathy and emotions. It's not there since they were in their mother's womb. The narcissist wouldn't survive because the psychopath would survive, because the psychopath would have no problem eating the narcissist to be able to survive. So remember, I told you that the psychopath is goal driven. So when they are on the island, the goal is to survive. So the psychopath is going to be like, my goal here right now is to survive on this island until help arrive. If I have to eat that one to be able to survive, the psychopath will do that because they're very goal driven. I want to be a billionaire. If I have to unalive people to be a billionaire, that's what I'm going to do. I hope you're following along in terms of the billionaires of this world. Okay, so move along. But don't become obsessed. Don't become obsessed with learning about narcissism, that it's the only thing you do. Okay, I understand if you just got out of the relationship or you've just escaped your family and you've got no contact. I understand maybe the first week or two you're going to want to read and learn about narcissism every day. I get it. But there's going to be a time where now that you have all the information, now you need to start applying that in your daily life. And how do you apply that? You also look at yourself. What narcissistic traits do you have that you need to work on? Because we all have narcissistic traits. We are not all narcissists, but we all have narcissistic traits. And some of us are secondary psychopaths. And then we need to understand, okay, I have traits, I have characteristics of a secondary psychopath. How do I let go of those? How do I turn those red flags into green flags? Secondary psychopath doesn't mean you are a psychopath. Secondary psychopath, think secondary smoke. There's smoking and then there's secondary smoke, which can still cause cancer. So there's a psychopath and there's secondary psychopath. And also, now that you have the information, once you've healed, after you stayed single for a very long time to work on yourself, when you meet people in future, when you're ready to start dating, because of the information you now have, you can easily be able to pick out someone that is a narcissist or is highly narcissistic. Yes, you cannot determine on the first day that a person is a narcissist. You need to spend a lot of time with them. Unless you are a seer, then there's certain things that you will be shown that this person is a narcissist or they have a legion of demons inside of them. Then you will pick up the red flags quickly and you leave before you even agree to be in a relationship with that person. Maybe by the time you go on the second date or third date, you'll be able to pick up, this person is either a narcissist or is very highly narcissistic. And through the conversations you've been having with them, believe me, your intuition is going to tell you to run. And also because of the information that you've learned, you'll be able to run even quicker. The next thing is don't seek closure from the narcissist. Don't seek closure from your narcissistic family. Don't seek closure from your partner that you left, or don't seek closure from your friends that you've left. They're not going to give it to you. They're never going to give it to you. A person who is a narcissist, whether it's a family, parent, husband, wife, friend, a manager, boss, they're not going to give you closure. And the reason for that is, remember I explained that in the mind of the narcissist, they believe that they are perfect, right? So the process of closure is someone admitting that, hey, I did you wrong. I did A, B, and C, and I apologize, right? So firstly, because the narcissists think that they are perfect, they're not going to accept that they did something bad or wrong, because when you are perfect, you don't do anything wrong. So first step, they will not admit to their wrongdoings, because in their minds they are not wrong, because in their minds they are always perfect. Please understand this part, because some of you are not getting it. A narcissist is not going to admit their wrongs because they don't believe that they are wrong. They believe that they are a god. They are perfect. They literally worship themselves. Number two, closure includes a person apologizing to you. A narcissist will not apologize to you unless they want something from you, which is not an apology. If I'm only apologizing to you because there's something I want from you, that is not an apology. It doesn't count as an apology. It's manipulation. I'm using charm hidden as an apology to get what I want from you. So they won't apologize because a narcissist doesn't take accountability. You've been with the narcissist, you've seen it, you know it. So do not seek closure because they're not going to give it to you. And the other reason they will not give you closure is because the narcissist knows if it would give you closure, you will not look back. You will leave them. You will close that door forever, and they don't want that. If the narcissist would sit down and tell you everything that they've done to you and everything that they were still planning to do to you, and that it was intentional, they did it on purpose, you wouldn't go back to them. If you would actually open up the mind of the narcissist and see what's inside, and open up their heart and see what's inside, you wouldn't go back. You really wouldn't go back. So they won't give you closure because they don't want you to close that door forever. They still want to have, even if it's a small hole, open so that they can come back into your life. Don't seek closure from the narcissist. You're not going to get it. The abuse itself was the closure. The way they treated you so badly, so wrongly, so evil, so sadistically, that is the closure. The abuse is the closure. Every time you're like, I want to see closure, the abuse is the closure. Every time you're thinking about talking to the narcissist, wanting closure, think of Uzandile's words. The abuse was the closure. The abuse was the closure. The abuse was the closure. Say it over and over again. The next step, you need to start a new life routine. Your daily routine has to be different. If you did not work and the narcissist was financially supporting you, you need to accept that you no longer have someone that's going to support you, spoil you. If the narcissist had a car and they were transporting you everywhere, you need to accept that there's no one transporting you everywhere. If you don't have a car, you have to accept that you're going to now use a bus, a train, a taxi, Uber, Request, Bolt, whatever. And they did that on purpose. The narcissist made sure that you depended on them. They did that on purpose. It was not your choice. And don't say, no, Zanele, it was my choice. It was not your choice. That's how good they are in manipulating, especially if you're dealing with a psychopath or secondary psychopath. They made you believe that it was your decision to not want to work, to not want to use public transport. No, they did it on purpose. They isolated you. You depended on the narcissist or the psychopath for everything. You were no longer asking your family for help. You were no longer asking your friends for help. They even ruined the friendships that you had. They didn't want you to talk to your friends. They didn't want you to be close with your family. They wanted you to be dependent fully on them as if they were your God. You didn't even depend on the Messiah anymore. You made the narcissist your God. You didn't care about the Messiah anymore. You weren't crying to the Messiah. You were going to the narcissist. You only started crying to the Messiah when the narcissist started showing their true colors. Now when things were getting bad with the narcissist, and now you remembered who the Messiah is, the one that died for you. So accept that I no longer am with this person. Accept that you are now single. Accept that the life that you had with the narcissist is gone. And it was even fake anyway. It was not real. It was not genuine. Accept that your finances and your expenditure are now different. You don't have someone spoiling you and transporting you, which came at a cost anyway. Yes, the narcissist spoiled you, but every time they would do this to you, and then they would spoil you, buy you stuff buy you material things to make you feel better. So even though you were receiving the material stuff, it came at a cost. It came at a cost of your freedom. You know, we always talk about celebrities selling their souls, but when you were in the relationship with the narcissist, you had sold your soul to them without even knowing. So accept that. Create a life that's about you. Or if you have children with the narcissist, create a life that is about you, your children, and if you're born again or working on your one-on-one personal relationship with the Messiah, make your life about the Messiah, yourself, or your child. If you're just single like me, focus on the Messiah and yourself. If you are not a believer, that's fine. I'm not judging you. You have a choice on the type of life you want. Create a life that is about you. Create a daily routine that is about you. Start exercising, whether you go to the gym or you do home exercises or go jogging. You need to also release the stress. Exercising helps to release the stress. Number two, start reading. Read books about narcissism. Read books about real life stories. Just read things that you know, okay, I'm interested in this type of storyline. Let me just read. That also reading helps when you feel bored. Remember, you, especially if you were someone that made the narcissist your whole life, when you have those moments or you feel bored and you want to call the narcissist, take the book and read. If you're not reading the Bible, read a book that you know that I'm enjoying reading this book. Let me read this book instead of texting or going back to communicating with the narcissist. Hang out with genuine people in your life. If you remember when you were with the narcissist, obviously they also did a smear campaign so that they tried to ruin your reputation. The people that were always in your corner, the family and friends that always believed you, always supported you, who have genuine love for you, hang out with those people. Don't isolate yourself. Believe me, they care about you. They want the best for you. Hang out with them, but not every day to a point where you rely on them. Like now and again, hang out with them. Believe me, they don't mind supporting you. Cry in the shower. I cry in the shower. It's actually one of my routines. Like when I'm in the shower, I cry, I express my feelings. Like I said in my previous video, I'll stand in my room or stand in the shower and invite the Messiah and the Holy Spirit and say, this is how I'm feeling. And then I just express how I'm feeling. And I say it, I name it. And after the shower, I feel so much better. Believe me, like it works. It sounds weird or sounds weird, but it works. Journal. I'm not good at journaling. I've tried journaling. It's not for me. I'm good at expressing. I'm good at talking. I talk to myself. I'll be walking in the road. I'll talk. I've been talking to myself since I was a child. I think it's a family thing because most people in my family, they talk out loud. But if you know journaling helps, and some of you are poets, write a poem about how you feel, express your emotions. And also journaling isn't only about what has happened to you. It's you express the things that happened and how they made you feel, and also write about what you are planning on doing about it. The other things that you can do is basically create a life that is yours, that no one can take away from you. That's why I'm saying it's so important to stay single. Create a life that is about you, that even if I would come into your life, I cannot take it away from you. Even if I would leave you, break up with you, stop being friends with you, your life will still stay intact. So stay single, create a life that is yours, create daily routines that have to do with you. It doesn't have to be extravagant. It can be simple things as a walk. I like on Sundays, I work out on Sundays. Sundays, I know it's a day for cleaning. I go for a jog. There's an outdoor area where I jog to that area. I exercise. Then from that area, when I'm done exercising, I jog back to my place. I shower. I make myself something to eat. I make myself popcorn. I download movies that I enjoy, and then I watch. It's my thing. That's my Sunday. That's the routine that I've built for my Sundays. There are Sundays where my body's like, I don't want to go exercise. I just want to lay in bed and do nothing. I listen to my body, then I'll stay in bed and do nothing. I'll only get up to go shower, make myself something to eat, get back into bed and do nothing. And it's okay to have those days. It's okay to have those days. Please listen to your body. And then the other thing, I want you to accept that some days are going to be good, some days are going to be bad, some days you're going to feel nothing. That's also okay. Like when you have those days where you feel nothing, there's nothing wrong with you. Believe me, there's nothing wrong with you. On days where you feel nothing, you're going to be on autopilot. Let it be. Your mind is going to try to search for something. Your mind is going to try to search for sadness or anger, or it's going to try to search for some sort of pain or some sort of memory that's going to trigger something painful. Don't entertain it. Allow your body to be on autopilot. Believe me, your nervous system needs it. It needs everything. And also when the anger comes up, don't be angry at yourself when the anger comes up. The anger has to come up because it means it's still there. You haven't allowed everything out. And you're also not going to take everything out in one day. It's going to happen in waves. It's going to happen in waves. Some days the waves are very big. The anger, the resentment, big waves. Some days the waves are not there at the beach. The beach is calm. Allow everything to take place. Whatever emotion that comes up, allow it to come up. Believe me, when you allow the emotions to come up, it's you're pouring out piece by piece by piece. You're gonna get to a point one day where the emotion is not there anymore. And when that day comes, you need to be proud of yourself. Like I knew I had forgiven the if you watch my videos, the ex-narcissistic psychopath that I was with, because a year later, a year and a half later, when I saw him again, I felt nothing. Like I saw him, I felt nothing. There was no uncomfortable feeling in my stomach. My heart didn't start beating fast. It was as if I was looking at a wall. It was as if I was looking at someone. You know when you see a stranger, you look at a stranger in public, you feel nothing because you don't know them. I'm at that point where, but I don't see him now because I'm glad that our paths don't. Oh, I'm glad our paths don't meet. I do not want to be in the same timeline as people like that anymore. But you're gonna get to a point where, when you work on yourself, like you really work on yourself, where you see the person and you feel nothing, and it is the best thing since sliced bread. So yeah, please do these activities. Watch part one if you haven't. And also something that I don't do that I'm going to try to do now. Please subscribe on my channel. Please like the videos, comment and share, and spread the knowledge, spread the awareness. Take care.